Former President George W. Bush's press secretary laid out a plan to end Democratic persecution and prosecution of Donald Trump during an interview Wednesday on Fox News. Network contributor Ari Fleischer told host Sean Hannity that Democrats will continue to go after the former president and leading contender for the 2024 GOP nomination until Republican prosecutors begin indicting top Democratic officials like Hillary Clinton and the Bidens. One of the raps against Donald Trump is that he violates the norms, and as a result the Democrats had no choice, prosecutors had no choice, Fleischer said. What's happened to Donald Trump is actually the real violation of the norms. He was impeached the first time by a process that did not even go through the Judiciary Committee. They've wrecked a bipartisan intelligence committee at the hands of Adam Schiff to get Donald Trump, he continued. The second time they tried to impeach him, knowing they would not succeed, they didn't even go through that process, he said. They went right on the floor and shoved it down everybody's throats. And now you have a prosecutor in an overwhelmingly lopsidedly ideologically Democrat, 85-15 Democrat to Republican Manhattan going after Donald Trump. Here's what I hope happens, Fleischer said. I earnestly hope that conservative prosecutors in rural areas of America indict Bill Clinton, indict Hillary Clinton, indict Hunter Biden. The only way to stop this and return to the norms is for one side to realize if they go too far, the other will match them. That's not the way we settle our disputes in America. They should be settled at the ballot box and not through the courts. But Republicans cannot unilaterally disarm, he continued. You can't let them try to interfere in the 2024 election by doing to Donald Trump what they're doing. And I say as someone who criticized Donald Trump when he goes too far. Democrats are violating the norms, and they are especially doing it through this weak case in Manhattan, he said. Fleischer is not the only Republican to make such a suggestion. According to House Judiciary Committee Chairman James Comer, Republican Kentucky, Republican DAs want a little payback regarding President Joe Biden and his son, Hunter. On Wednesday, Comer warned he had recent conversations with two GOP county attorneys who were asking him for ways to go after the Bidens after Trump's arrest in New York City. We're going to be having a call with McCarthy later this week, Jim Jordan and myself. And we're going to try to figure out a path moving forward. This is very serious. Alvin Bragg doesn't even know where his funding comes from, but he gets federal funding and that's where it falls into the jurisdiction of the House Oversight Committee, he told Fox News. The weaponization of his office is how it falls into both the Judiciary Committee and the Select Committee on the Weaponization of the Department of Justice. So we're not going to stop on this, he continued. The fact that I'm sitting here watching what happened to Donald Trump yesterday, knowing what all the Bidens have been engaged in and the shenanigans and the bank violations that we're privy to right now at the Treasury Cabinet, Comer continued. Where the banks pointed out all of the potential money laundering and the banks couldn't explain all the different transfers and all the different LLCs, it's just breathtaking, he added. I had 2 calls yesterday, one from a county attorney in Kentucky and one from a county attorney in Tennessee. They were Republican, obviously, both states are heavily Republican. They want to know if there are ways they can go after the Bidens now, Comer said. And they've opened a can of worms. They've set precedents now that we can't go back on. And now we're going to see a judicial system that's already bogged down with doing what they're supposed to do, and that's going after real criminals, people that are committing real crimes, burglaries, rape, robberies, things like that, he noted further. And now you're going to start having ambitious political people like Alvin Bragg try to make a name for themselves and go after big pie-in-the-sky federal cases. And it's just not a good path that we need to go forward on in our judiciary, he said.